Okay, man, I just got done watching Dr. Phil. So sad. It's so sad. I'm like overwhelmed with emotions right now. He's a bigger monster than I could have imagined. Okay, so they elaborated a little bit on the details that were released yesterday. So as far as Bella walking in on Chris after they had a fight, and they said they had one fight made up and then got in another fight, and he could, told her he wanted a divorce, and that, he was cheating on her, he was having an affair. And she said something to the effect of, "You will never see the kids again if you divorce me." And that's when he strangled her. They said Bella didn't actually witness the actual killing, but she walked in when he was wrapping her up in the sheet. She asked her dad, Chris, "What did you do to Mommy?" And he said, "Mommy is sick. We need to take her to the hospital to make her better." So then Chris proceeds to take Shanann out to his truck. She's still wrapped in the sheet, and he loads her in the back of his truck. Now the girls are still alive. So he takes them into the truck, still alive, and he drives them to the work site. So they have to be in the car for like 45 minutes with their mother's dead body right beside them. Can you imagine what is going through their heads? I can't even imagine. So that really was the shadow of one of the girls walking out. I can't believe it. That both of them were alive. Oh, wow. So, I mean, can you imagine what that car ride would be like? Because it was at least, I think, 45 minutes. I can't even imagine. Okay, so I'm going to try to continue. So he takes him to the site. Now, I just want to clear up, the lawyer did specify that no, they have not heard the actual interview that's going to be released on the 7th. On Thursday, they haven't heard it yet, either as the parents, but they were just told by word of mouth, and they think it's, reliable of what they were told of how the interview went. Okay, so they get to the site, and Chris takes Shanann's body, still in the sheet, and he lays it in the dirt pile next to the truck. Then he walks over and takes Cece's favorite blanket and smothers her to death. They didn't make it very clear if he then took Cece's body up into the oil tank, or if he just laid her out out by Shanann. It kind of seems like the way they described it is, at that point, after he smothered Cece, he took her body and laid it maybe next to Shanann in the dirt. I'm not sure for sure. They didn't really specify if that's when he took Cece up to the oil tank when Bella was still alive, or I'm thinking they meant that he just laid her right next to Shanann at that moment. And then it said he got back, went back to the car, and at this point Bella had unbuckled herself from the vehicle. So when he went back to the vehicle, Bella said to him, "Please, Daddy, don't do to me what you just did to Cece." Oh my God. I mean, can you even imagine? Can you imagine what this poor Bella and Cece, oh, wow. Well, it makes me sick. I mean, I couldn't even, this is like the worst case scenario, that they were all alive when it happened. I mean, I can't even fathom what the fear that these two little girls had to go through, knowing their dad, what their dad was doing. Now, it was not clear whether Cece was aware, or maybe if she was actually fell asleep in the car. They didn't really talk much about, if she was awake when he did it. Was she sleeping? Did she say anything? I don't know. I just know she was alive when they were both alive when he took them to the site. So, so anyway, so yeah, Bella says, "Please, Daddy, don't do to me what you just did to Cece." And then it says, they say Bella struggled to get away, struggled for her life. And they didn't really specify exactly how he killed her, or they just said she struggled to get away, and what, you know, what she said to him. So obviously then he smothered her in a violent, I mean, it seemed like, you know, she had, well, because she was struggling. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay, so Dr. Phil keeps saying throughout the interview that he says, I don't believe it was a crime of passion. He believes it was premeditated, because he said that, you know, he was showing some of the Chris's interviews afterwards and how calm he was, and how if it was like a crime of passion, his emotions would be so overwhelming and he wouldn't be able to be so calm and so, you know, matter of fact, and so like, so okay, and not be so like overwhelmed, you know. So Dr. Phil, and plus they bring up how, and the lawyers kind of agree that maybe, you know, they don't really think that either. They say, because also Dr. Phil brings up how he called people off of work, you know, the weekend, days before, and he was planning on going to that site by himself when there usually should have been, you know, more people, but he took that on himself, like days before. You're like, no, you know, I got it, I'll go by myself. So Dr. Phil brings that up too, like thinking it was, you know, premeditated. So Dr. Phil asked, well, why did Chris, you know, do this interview? Why did he, you know, decide to tell all the details? And the lawyer said, well, maybe he's protecting someone. So I wonder who that could be. I think we all know. But, you know, he didn't say for sure. He just said, you know, maybe. And then Dr. Phil says, well, why did, you know, the FBI and the CBI and the police go do this interview? Like, what was the point? Were they offering some deal, or, you know, some reduced punishment, some kind of reward? I mean, not reward, but some kind of something for exchange for details? And the lawyers say, well, this is our guess. The lawyers say, we guess that there was another person they were looking into or investigating that would have acquired enough time to either determine if charges should be brought or if that was not an avenue to be explored. So, you know, trying to get the details to see if, you know, do they need to look further into this person? Is there another person of interest? Or, you know, do we need to clear this person, you know? So that's what the lawyers just guess. Maybe that's why they did it, to see if they needed to further investigate anybody. And they said, you know, Dr. Phil brought up NK and asked, you know, the mistress if they know, like, is there an ongoing investigation, or are you sure if there is or isn't? And the lawyer said they are not sure if there's an ongoing investigation on her. And then they say it's the hope of Sandy and Frank Rzucek that the interview tapes can put to rest any speculation that Chris had found Belle and Celeste dead at the hands of Shanann, and that in a fit of rage he murdered Shanann. So they said, you know, these tapes could put that to rest. So there's no more speculation, you know. Shanann did not kill her kids. And so Shanann can be remembered as a loving mother and caring wife. So that was about it so far. So they're gonna supposed to release the full audio and written transcripts Thursday. So we'll see exactly all the details, but it's heartbreaking. Like, I really did not think that that's how it went down. I really didn't. I was hoping not. I mean, that shadow was very convincing, so I did have a feeling that Bella, or one of them, you know, and I thought it was Bella just because of her injuries or whatever, more showed that she was alive, you know, when he killed her. But from looking at the shadows, I did think, you know, that there was a good chance that she was alive when he went to the site. But for her to have witnessed some of it, and to her and Cece both to be alive, and to have to ride in that car with their mother and wrapped in a sheet, Oh my gosh. And they said, you know, Bella was 4 years old and she was really, you know, really smart. So I'm sure she was kind of aware of what really was going on, you know? I don't know. This is just, wow. Wow, wow, is all I gotta say. This guy is a monster. I feel like I hate him even more after hearing this, and I didn't even think that was possible. I really didn't. But at least all those Shanann bashers who still thought, you know, she had something to do with it can now put that to rest, you know. I never had a doubt about that, you know. I knew she didn't. You could just tell how much she loved her kids. There's no way, you know. But there's some people that were doubting it, so hopefully they won't continue to doubt it. I don't know, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think that he was lying about NK not being involved? That he was just trying to protect her? Or do you believe his story? I guess we'll be able to tell more when we hear the whole story, like the whole interview. And we could kind of discuss, you know, what everybody feels. And of course, I'll bring Randy into the discussion sometime this week. I'm gonna get together with him so we could have a discussion. So, but yeah, just let me know what you guys think so far. If you think Chris is telling the truth or no. You could watch maybe I'll put a link in the description. I watched the episode under, it was Gary Goldberg is his channel name, and you could see the episode. If you guys want to watch it, you should check it out. All right, guys, leave me comments, let me know what you guys think. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.